Hey guys, Sean here, welcome to the F1 Word and to a roundup of some of this week's news from the world of Formula 1. And kicking us off, Renault and Red Bull have both called for an end to engine development from next season onwards to allow manufacturers to focus on the 2021 changes in a bid to help prevent one manufacturer from having a significant advantage. The rules regarding engines will change again in 2021, with Formula 1's owners set to present their blueprints to teams ahead of next weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix. But Renault boss Cyril Abiteboul has asked for the sports owners to look at the bigger picture and stated, "The one thing we will not want to do is to have the burden of developing two engines in parallel. There are two things basically in our key message and our position at Renault. First, before committing to a regulation, we need to understand the bigger picture. And secondly, we don't see it's acceptable or sustainable to have to work on two engines in parallel at the same time. For the simple reason that if there was to be a new entrant, which is what we wish, he will have a fantastic advantage in being able to focus on the future and not have to worry about the present, its customers, and so on and so forth." It's a statement that Red Bull's Dr. Helmut Marko agreed with, stating, "If new engine rules are coming, which we hope should be announced pretty soon, then we have to freeze the engines as they are now, and there should be a rule that every engine has to be within 3% and that it is to be properly fulfilled. It is widely expected that the 2021 engine rules will be decided within the next few months, as the sport's current crop of manufacturers and any potential new entrants will need a couple of years to develop their new units. One thing is for sure, it is certainly going to be an interesting few months politically in Formula 1. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff says that Lewis Hamilton's future is close to being resolved, with the team working to finalise his new deal. As we know, of course, the world champion's current deal expires at the end of this season, and Hamilton has already publicly stated his desire to remain with the Silver Arrows. And his boss Toto Wolff stated, "We have been discussing going into the winter and we kind of left it there to get away from Formula 1. We picked it up again in January and these discussions are going in the right way. We are about to finalise the last topics and there is no reason to think that this is not going to happen soon. He's in a good frame of mind. I've seen him come back strong from the winter." Lewis has also had his say on F1's current running order and believes that it still remains very much unknown. He said, "From my experience, you don't really get a good understanding until after 4 races. Right now, it's just the first race and I have no idea. We go to Bahrain and there's going to be ups and there will be downs. Ferrari are really quick on the straights and they are going to be rapid in the next race. They are always good when it comes to hot circuits. Bahrain, even though it is a night race, is still tough on the tyres, so I really have no idea. But I can tell you it's not going to be easy and it's going to be close." Without going on about Mercedes too much, there is one last thing, and the team have said they have taken steps to avoid similar software glitches from affecting their race as they did in Australia. Trackside engineering director Andrew Shovlin stated, "It is really about understanding everything that went wrong, gathering all the data, and invariably it is never just one thing. In future, we're going to make sure we have more margin because we want to be able to cover for Vettel doing an amazingly good in-lap to the pits or having an incredibly fast stop. So with any of these things, we look at what went wrong, work out how to solve it, and then put the process in place to make sure we don't have a repeat." Haas's team principal Gunther Steiner has defended the team's partnership with Ferrari and has hit back at suggestions that the team is in breach of Formula 1 sporting regulations. As I already covered in a video earlier this week, both Force India and McLaren have asked for an investigation into Haas's magic performance at last weekend's Australian Grand Prix. However, Charlie Whiting has already come out and stated that the FIA know what is going on between Haas and Ferrari and that it is completely legal. But Steiner has still hit back, stating, "Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. Some people have an opinion which I think is based on no facts. It does not have a lot of value to me. I think the whole of the Haas F1 team can be proud of the work done between last year and over the winter to produce the VF18 and get it into its competitive condition. It's a merit to them. They can be proud. If people have an issue, fine with me. We report what we're doing like everybody else at the FIA. That's why I'm more than confident we are not doing anything wrong. I'm perfectly fine with how we do business. We design our own aero as per the regulations, and yes, we use mechanical parts from Ferrari, but everybody's known that for the past 2 years. We are well above board and happy to be where we are." It is yet to be seen whether an investigation will take place, although the noises around F1 appear to indicate that that is unlikely. Steiner has also said that he hopes the team can bounce back quickly following a disappointing end to a promising race at Albert Park. As we know, both cars retired from the race following cross-threaded wheel nuts on Kevin Magnussen's left rear and Roman Grosjean's left front. But Steiner is cautiously optimistic heading to Bahrain, saying, "If we achieve a good result in Bahrain, we will forget about Melbourne. If we don't, we'll dwell over what happened in Australia until the time we have a fantastic result or time gets us over it. The aim is to do everything right and to come home with a good result." I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. I would never be arrogant and say, "Oh, we will do the same in Bahrain," but we will try to do the same. McLaren have admitted that the reliability issues the team suffered during pre-season testing did result in key updates being delayed for the start of the 2018 season. Whilst the team did arrive in Australia with much better pace and significant upgrades to the floor and brake ducts, the new barge boards were pushed back until Bahrain. In an interview with Autosport, Eric Boulier stated, "We were obviously not prepared for Barcelona, and I'm glad we fixed the reliability issues for the weekend. But during the last few weeks, we spent our energy fixing the reliability issues and not bringing the upgrade faster to the track. So we're going to have another batch of upgrades coming in Bahrain, which should have been on the car in Australia." He was then asked how long it would take McLaren to recover fully from the issues in testing, to which he said, "I don't know, but I would say the usual answer, which is the first European race. It's the catch-up point where you get back to where you should have been." And finally, Fernando Alonso has listed his 7 tips for young, up-and-coming drivers and worked with Safe is Fast on a video listing those tips. The Spaniard stresses the importance of having fun behind the wheel and not feeling the pressure from your parents and stated, "I see many karting kids and they enjoy driving, but it's more about the excitement of the parents and how much pressure they put on the kid, and then at the end of the day, you start having no fun." The double world champions tips include mastering high-speed corners, making killer starts and learning how to work with engineers. And the full list can be found in the video, which I will link in the description. That is it from me. I will be back tomorrow live at 6 PM UK time for our usual Sunday stream. But in the meantime, you can follow me on social media. Links to Facebook, Twitter and Discord are all in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word. And until next time, goodbye.